Kumusta po sa inyo lahat? Ako ay si Kuya Jen. For those who don't know me, my name was previously Gentos Mentos. Now I'd like to be called Kuya Jen. You guys watched the previous video if you guys want to know why. But yeah, today I want to talk about growing up in a Filipino home. Who here is or isn't Filipino? Could I get a raise of hands? Wait a second before you even go ahead and start commenting. I just want you to watch the video before you go ahead and start commenting. Anyways, I thought of this video when I was, for some reason, eating. And for those who aren't Filipino, Filipinos have a lot of parties, and they like to, how should I put this? They like to stay a community, and for some reason, this came up when I was eating. Don't know why. Most kids in the States who are a Filipino, some of them haven't even been to the Philippines. The craziest thing is, Philippines is the greatest place for me to be on earth, because why, you feel so at home compared to America, where some, don't get me wrong, okay, not all Americans are like this, but it's just not that hospitable as it is in the Philippines, because as soon as you get to the Philippines, like, the people here are so nice. If you've ever been to like Jollibee, McDonald's, you know, any fast food restaurant, you feel at home, alright? And that's the crazy thing. I'm straying off point. Let me talk about growing up in a Filipino home. When I was little, I remember growing up in a Filipino home because there was some crazy things that went on in this house, like, you know, like compared to American kids. This video is not to down any of you American kids, but the craziest thing about growing up in a Filipino home is the fact that when you're out of the house, you start to miss it. You start to appreciate it, because those little things you miss the most. I can remember growing up specifically, and everyone, I mean, any Filipino that you ask, they've all had the dreaded Filipino treatment, like where you're punished for doing something bad that you did. And I realized this because now that I'm older, like a lot of kids don't really appreciate being Filipino, and to me it's one of the greatest things, because one, growing up, your parents force you to eat vegetables, you know, whether you believe it or not. That's like one of the secrets that why, you know, Filipinos are, you know, they appear young. Also, like, I can remember also growing up in a Filipino home where I would get punished, you know, for doing something bad, and I get 3 lickings, and you know, I used to always think that it was child abuse, but no, it's just, you know, my dad did it because he wanted me to be a better person. And I find it really crazy, like how much I really miss it, you know, now, you know, that I'm older and people call me Kuya and stuff. I can also remember growing up in a Filipino home where it's a different setting, okay? Let's take a look at the American side and the Filipino side. When I was growing up in the States, I was pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, I used to do bad things, and you know, there's so much bad things to do in the States. Here in the Philippines, when you see a kid doing something bad, like, you know, they're so at, I don't know how to describe it. Kids here are kind of just like, gee. I'm so sorry. One of the greatest things also about growing up in a Filipino home was the food. As I mentioned earlier, I love it. Whether you believe it or not, I like American food too, but Filipino food, there's so much taste. Like, you can't get tired of it because the rice and the adobo, everything, man. And growing up in the States in a Filipino home was very different, because, you know, us kids, we speak English, and we try to keep it, you know, homey feel, but I kind of forgot how it was growing up, because kids speak English now. You know, there's some Filipino kids who don't even understand Filipino, and it's nuts. It really is. But yeah, you know, I could go on about this topic all day long, and you know, I just want to talk about this because it's one of those things that I had to talk about. Alright, so in the comment section below, I want you guys to post your very, you know, your very, how should I put this, your very, I don't know for the specific word, but your very fond moments growing up in a Filipino home that, you know, that only you experience, but maybe some have. Like maybe kneeling on rice and then your mom puts book in your hands, being whacked with a hanger, being whacked with a spatula, you know, things that Filipino moms do, like saying, "Putang ina!" You know, those small things where you get rice on your socks and oh shit. let's keep this short. And if you're not Filipino, you can go ahead and comment. I don't mind. And yeah, with all that being said, remember, like it, hate it, just make sure you rate it. Alright, Holofront, peace.